I mean, I probably will eat my words, but I don't ever see like Nicki Minaj being in Battlefield as an example, as like a skin. Or,
do you think that makes Battlefield cooler?
Yeah,
I would say that's because Battlefield doesn't have the cachet.
Hello and welcome to the Press Start podcast, Press Start Australia's weekly video game discussion podcast. I'm your host, Ewan, joined today by my fellow gamers and co-hosts, Brody.
Hello.
Shannon.
Hello.
And James.
Hello.
On the show today, we're going to be talking about Rocksteady making another live service game. That's questionable. Microsoft walking back the cost of some of their upcoming releases. And the Nintendo Switch 2 selling pretty damn well. But first, we put the call out to you, the audience, last week, asking for your unpopular video game opinions for a new segment that we're kind of keen to get off the ground, where we kind of pick them apart, share our own thoughts and opinions, and I guess try not to roast you too hard in the process. And we had P.T. Greggles write in, who I have to imagine is like a physical therapist of some kind.
He's a
maybe
P.T.
like
Barnum
personal
fan.
Trainer. Yeah. P.T. Greggles wrote, "My unpopular opinion is that Digimon World, released in 1999 in Japan or 2000 worldwide on the PS1, is a better game than most Pokémon games. The sense of freedom and exploration feels so rewarding, the 3D models and pre-rendered backgrounds look amazing, and having multiple Digivolution paths instead of set evolution line feels great." Sorry, I think I've lost the back half of that message. Feels more engaging to me. But my favorite feature has to be recruiting Digimon in the world and seeing the town grow with unique buildings and features. Also, not making it to the toilet in time and watching a Digimon take a dump on the floor was funny back then and still funny now. That I absolutely agree with. Shannon, I didn't play this game, but I was a big Digimon kid as a little tyke. Maybe it doesn't come as much surprise. You did play Digimon World, though. Do you agree with this sentiment?
I do. I really like Digimon World. I think
Better
it was
than
ahead of
most
its-
Pokemon games, though.
I mean, I haven't really
We
played any
can,
Pokemon.
we can give this game its flowers. Let's not mistake that. But he
No,
has said
but
explicitly...
James, I'm talking. Just get in your...
Brody was talking.
No, actually, I was...
James, don't interrupt.
talking first. This was like ahead of its time. Like, there was nothing in the Pokemon world like this when this came out on the PS1. Like, it was fully 3D. You went around, like, catching Digimon in real time and recruiting them and growing your town and training them and evolving them. It's like Pokemon, what they've done in the last like 4 years with like fucking Arceus and stuff.
But think about what you're saying.
It was great. Pardon?
Get your head out your Arceus and think about what you're saying.
Game. I'm the fantasy critic champ, bitch. I know what I'm talking about. It was a great game. Every time there's a Digimon game announced,
So you're
I'm
standing
like,
by
is
that
it
it's better
like
than
this?
most Pokemon games. That's what you're saying.
Most
You're in agreement
Pokemon
with PT
games.
Greggles.
Yeah, I think Pokemon's probably more refined now, but we're always talking about how like Pokemon hasn't evolved at all over the last 25 years. Like, I think Digimon was way ahead of its time. I think the newer Pokemon games are like inspired by Digimon World in a way that Pokemon hadn't done anything like at that time.
Coming from someone that put 50 hours plus into Power World, I reckon it's time Pokemon games like dramatically reinvented themselves, and I reckon I would welcome a new Digimon game coming out and shaking things up and kind of twisting the formula. Said I always liked the design of Digimon more than Pokemon. They just had like this kind of, you know, the kind of cool like cyberpunk sort of, not cyberpunk, but cyberish digital sort of edge to them.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. I think I more proudly
It
kind of
adapted,
displayed
like,
my
the
Digimon
actual-
merchandise than I did
like,
my Pokemon.
Digimon, like the idea of like raising a Digimon in your hand, like a Tamagotchi, like it did that in game so well as well, while still like being like an actual game with a story. Highly
So I
recommend
think
jumping
Shannon
in.
and I
Ewan.
are both
You'd
on
love it.
PT Greggles' side. Brody,
Yeah.
James,
Big
I
Greggles
get a
day.
sense you disagree.
I'll be
I'm
honest.
scared to talk.
I haven't played it either, so I haven't played Digimon World. But look, Shannon's making a case for it. I might allegedly try and play it sometime. But yeah, I don't know. Look, I have a fondness for Digimon as well. Like, I remember the little lenticular discs you could get out of the chips and stuff, and I was big on those. But yeah, I don't know. To say it's better than most Pokemon games,
I actually am surprised we're soft launching this with such a correct opinion. As in, like, I thought we would have.
So this is not an unpopular opinion. This is.
I don't actually personally feel it's that controversial either. Like I think
None of us are like
Digimon
Pokemon diehards, though.
No,
I
that's
was.
true.
Like, I mean, no, I don't know. I played Pokemon up until I
were
think
12.
I stopped at Black and White. So, and then
12 years ago.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Maths. Anyway, yeah. So I always play Pokemon, but when I think about it, like Digimon World, I don't know what the new Digimon games are like. Like,
Aren't they like visual novels?
Are they? No, surely not.
I thought they were.
There's gotta
I
be
might be
more.
wrong.
Like the Cyber Sleuth games, are those the most
Yeah,
recent
like
ones?
stuff like that, Survivor and all that shit. Like I've never.
I thought they were like
as much as I should.
RPG light visual novels.
But yeah, Digimon World on PS1, I agree with Shannon. Like I think there was a lot there that
You may
Pokemon
speak.
games
You may
are still
continue.
catching up to. So yeah, good one, PT Greggies or whatever, whoever you may be. That's
I have a
good
question
one.
for the Gruth. Digimon World Next Order. I'm currently looking at what Digimon game I could play today. What's Digimon World Next Order? Is this like a remake of it, or
You'd have to ask PT.
I think
Gregors.
they've all tried to capture the vibe, but I don't know if they've all had issues.
Yeah, the
and
vibe
do
I get
think-
is like it's like a Need for Speed situation where they just keep making them.
Oh, there's
but
like
they're
4
not,
of them at least. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we would have heard about it if it was like, or maybe
the
follow-up.
original, in the same way older Pokemon games are good. Like the original Digimon's good because it's just like the Digimon you know. I mean, I don't really know if they've added more Digimon, but I assume they have over time, right?
I don't know. I like how you've just
great
linked
question.
a 7-hour long play in our chat. as if you would
I
watch
think
this.
everyone should
As a casual-
give it a scroll.
do you want me to watch this now?
It
Yeah,
is. No, it was. I remember being quite excited when you had, you'd find a new Digimon and then it would evolve, and then because the internet wasn't a thing as much,
And you
then it would be
had
a
to do
genuine
different
surprise,
things
but
to get
that's-
them to evolve from memory, didn't you? Like you had to give it
I
like
think
different or like
so.
a story bit or whatever. So it just did it
like
really
certain
well.
food or like items,
Yeah.
which is like, I mean, it's kind of Pokemon-y, but I think that's a very reasonable unpopular opinion. I can see why it's unpopular, because Pokemon people love everything that they do. But yeah, I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think you should try Digimon World on PS1 if you have a way to do it legally or not, and see how good it is or was.
Maybe
Still is.
I'll find it like available as a retro game purchase on EB Games
I-
or something. Do it that
I
way.
am surprised they haven't tried to remake it. Like, given Digimon is still popular and they're still putting these games out, I feel like it'd do well. Let's make it
I
happen.
feel like
The
with
power
all of the
five
kind of
us.
interest in like Y2K era sort of stuff at the moment, like now would be the time to bring Digimon back in like a big way. I don't know.
You can
Maybe
still
that's
buy
an
them.
unpopular opinion.
I see them in shops, like the Digimons,
Like the kind of more Tamagotchi sort of version of
Yeah,
it.
Bit
yeah,
of
yeah.
Tamagotchi,
I think that's
Jurassic Park.
That's still a. Well, that's I mean,
That's adjacent.
that's a bit different.
I need to see
what
like the
the fuck?
reverse shot of your desk someday because you
Yeah,
just
if you asked me
randomly
about
produce the
I
most
could.
insane stuff.
Yeah.
Can
I
anyone?
just dread to think what sort of smorgasbord is
I'm
in
just
front
trying
of
to
you.
recall. Can anyone name a Digimon right now?
Agramon.
Yeah, that one, the dinosaur.
That's the
or-
most known one, I think. though,
And
right?
is it Angelmon? The angel,
Dynamic.
obviously.
Which is
Quagglemon.
like the what's the most evolved version of the orange dinosaur?
Something.
I know what he looks like.
Something Rexamon or something.
T-Rexamon.
It's got the horn, like
T-
the brown
If I Google
helmet
T
thing.
Rexamon, does it come
Yeah,
up?
because I remember I used to fuck with him. He
No.
was cool, but I don't remember
Again.
anything about it.
Anyone
I'm now
know
worried
about
about
some
that.
Digimon.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah, it looks like you've
Oh,
opened
here
it.
we
Is
go.
it any good?
It's been
Oh,
on
Dino-
5
no,
years
it's
sealed.
Agumon.
Dino
Agumon?
Rexamon.
Yeah.
Dino
What's the
Rexamon.
poo?
Yeah, that's the poo is a poo. What do you mean? It's not a person.
No, Dino
There
Rexamon's
is-
not the one I'm talking about.
Sukamon. Yeah, there is a poo Digimon.
Oh, like it's. I see what you mean. I thought you
It's
meant
like,
like.
looks like poo.
Yeah, okay. Metal Greymon. That's what you're thinking of. Or Skull Greymon.
Metal Greymon is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am gonna play this game now. I'm very thankful for this person for bringing it back into my life. I'm gonna start it
I think
legally.
that's
Well,
a good soft launch.
We've got more show to get along
My
with.
new
But so
section.
if you have like a strong feeling one way or another on Digimon versus Pokemon, drop a comment below. And otherwise, give us your unpopular opinion. And this could be.
And we'll be very
you
kind
next
to you
week.
as well.
Yeah, PT Greggles could be you. Hopefully we get a bit more divided on the next one. All right, on with the rest of the show. The first piece of news I want to start with today is Rocksteady maybe hiring for a new live service game if a job ad is anything to go by. The job listing is for a new executive producer position and will lead the development of a high-quality AAA game based on one of Warner Brothers' iconic IPs. Quote, overseeing all phases of development from concept to post-launch live operations. Brody, I might come to you first on this. What are Rocksteady thinking, do you think?
It's hard to know, hey. Yeah, I guess they just saw how well Suicide Squad did, and they thought, we want another slice of that pie. No, look, I don't know. I can't reconcile this in my mind in the current environment we're in, seeing studios and people get laid off all over the place, that this could be a good idea. So, especially on the back of them cancelling like other single-player things like that, we thought were coming back and should have been pretty safe bets. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm fascinated to see what it is. Like,
do you think there's any chance they might have like learnt the lessons of Suicide Squad and could rectify it in round 2, or is that just totally naive of me to suggest?
look, I guess anything is possible. Through God, all things are possible. But, look, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it also depends on the IP. Like, I think in my gut, I automatically assume it could be a Batman thing, but it could also be Harry Potter. It could be, Lord of the Rings, I guess. Like something with like significant cachet, I guess. Like Harry Potter, I think could do well in a live service setting. Like as bad as.
I think it's worth mentioning Lord of the Rings. I think it's Amazon now. So I don't
You're
know
right.
that.
Yes, I realized that as I said.
Was
it.
Wonder Woman cancelled, or did I just
Yes.
make that up?
Yeah, it got
was
cancelled.
cancelled.
Yeah. So.
What do you mean?
But yeah, look, I think it depends on the IP and how they handle it and how they sell it. Really, like I guess it's all about sort of the vision, because there are, as we've established, there are plenty of live service games out there that have thrived and are continuing to thrive. Like you always think of, how well Destiny did, how well Warframe still does. Like there is a blueprint there that can be followed, but it just needs to make sense within the universe of what you're doing.
Yeah, I do agree. Hogwarts Legacy is a good shout because I think that game did so well in its current form. The next maybe logical step to take that is making it a bit more of like a shared experience in some way.
Like imagine that with like semesters and stuff that you like enroll to and then like go to class with your friends and stuff, like Habbo Hotel.
Even if it was kind of more just kind of like even 4-player cooperative in the way that Suicide Squad was, it doesn't need to be like a full on like MMO kind of style thing.
Yeah.
Although that could be cool too. James, what would you like to see Rocksteady do? Have you got a preference one way or the other?
Probably just make what they're good at, I guess.
Is that like another Batman game, would you say? Or
Not necessarily.
Different
Like
IP.
I think with Arkham Knight, I distinctly remember. I could be wrong, but I distinctly remember people feeling like it wasn't as good as City, and maybe they should like move on to something else. I don't know if I'm remembering wrong, but I enjoyed Arkham.
I think that was a
Arkham
that was
Knight.
a sentiment. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think it was always interesting to see what they would do next, and then I feel like since then it was obviously Suicide Squad. Like it's kind of nuts to think how much time had passed between that game and this game, and now, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like I can see. You can see, I could see potential in Suicide Squad. Like, whoa, I can see, just so everyone knows.
I can see.
Like,
I can see.
yeah. But it's been a long.
What
it's
do,
been
like
a
still
really
today?
long week.
You can see potential in it, or like
Oh no,
way
no,
back when. Okay.
no. What I mean is like when I played, I was like, yeah, I can see what like they were going for and how that was all meant to come together, and then how it was kind of fucked up by, publisher meddling in a way.
yeah.
But and then it never came back. Similar to MK1 in a way. Like I think it's a WB thing potentially. But yeah, I do worry. Like I don't know why they think that it's gonna work for them again. I guess. Yeah, I'm sure they've learned some lessons.
My frustration with Suicide Squad was that like the game just never felt fun. Like the loop wasn't there. You had the same kind of 3 missions, which probably understating things somewhat, but it certainly felt like 3.
Yeah,
same sort of 3 mission structures, and you just played them on repeat, and none of the characters felt like particularly novel. Like it just
No,
felt
they all had to be the same in a way because of
Yeah.
like everyone had their own type of like say distance closer or something.
yeah.
Even
And
how
then
long it
the
took to
story
unlock the
wasn't
new
compelling on
characters
top of
was
that,
just
and-
like not a good time for anyone.
And I think
Yeah.
that is to me that looks to me like there was something there. And obviously we know with Rocksteady they started and stopped at least 2 to 3 different projects before they kind of landed on the game they released, right? I just don't think they had enough time to kind of get that objective variety in there or that mission design in there. So
I still think that's
Yeah.
the way to build a live service game is like get your gameplay loop like down first and foremost. I think that should start in like a
Yeah.
pretty small way. Is like lay a really like strong foundation, make it fun and kind of like pretty replayable in its own right, and then kind of scale it from there. Like a Fortnite when it began was just the one mode, it was just the one map, it had a pretty kind of limited weapon slate, and now it is this, you know, this world of itself with different game modes and massive sort of playlists and the creation mode and all of that, right? Like, they just
nothing
they
is
just
becoming
didn't
that
get
again.
strong enough foundation, I think.
like let's be honest, like nothing is getting to that point again. And
It's
like,
hard
I
to
don't think
imagine. It's just a much more
Rockstead-
competitive
Rock-
space now.
I don't see Rocksteady doing that of all people. Like
No.
no like thing against them, but like it's just how things are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think that, and the cool thing, maybe all the work they've done on their old shit that they've scrapped, they can kind of go back to all of that and, you know, kind of salvage some stuff and get something good out of it. And maybe that will help make the pipeline a bit easier for them. But yeah.
Yeah, I really
Good
hope they
luck.
can kind of turn around. Hopefully I think I would like to see them kind of dabble in a different IP. I mean, maybe something kind of within DC. There's been kind of talk of like a Superman game potentially being kicked about as well. That could be interesting, like particularly kind of maybe being a bit more in the
that
zeitgeist
stop-started.
in the wake
The-
of the new...
the- The problem is with this stuff is that like we just had a really good Superman movie, but then in like 5 or 6 years, like say they're working on a Superman game now, like it might be awful again, and then that game is just like dead on arrival if that is the case. Just 'cause I think the sentiment around these things and like DC in particular is so volatile, so it's just a hard space to be playing in, I think, for them.
I do, yeah. I think to answer your question, you're like, I would like them to maybe just do something of their own, or like say do like a Batman game, but it doesn't have to be tied to anything. Or, I mean, Superman. I guess we could say the same about Superman, but I don't know. I feel like
I think I just like a follow up to Batman. I just think they were so good, and I think it's been long enough now that they can just do something in that space, and it's gonna do well.
yeah.
And
But
they
I know,
definitely need
it's
to
like,
win
where
some
can they
favor
take
back,
it?
and that would be a good way to
Yeah,
do it. Like
that's-
just a bit of fan service with another Batman
Or like
game.
a smaller game or something, even a cheaper game. I just think they need to change strategy. Not just them, everyone, but probably them in particular, or they're going to get cut.
Yeah.
Savagely.
Something tells me we're not going to be done talking about live service flops anytime soon. Hopefully there's a few wins in the not too distant future as well. Let's change gears now to talk about Microsoft walking back plans to price the Outer Worlds 2 at a high $80 price point. So that's the equivalent of about that $125 price that we've seen more of here in Australia. An Xbox spokesperson said, quote, "We're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our full price holiday releases, including the Outer Worlds 2, at $69.99 in line with current market conditions." That $69.99 being in USD, obviously. Brody, maybe back to you first on this. What's your take on this? Like, do you think, strategically, I suppose, them kind of flip-flopping on the price a little bit isn't a great look?
Yeah, look, I think if anything, it gives them this moment of, I guess, consumer appeasing goodwill. But I assume this is all backed up by, I guess, market analytics to suggest that maybe games aren't selling that well at the $80 price point, possibly. I don't know, unless anyone's
Do you
got...
think it's a reaction to maybe pre-orders being really low for the Outer
Could be
Worlds
that
2?
also, but then I don't know. Is that even like a viable thing to track at the moment when you've got Game Pass? Like, I feel like it's so muddy. Like, we talk about this all the time, but unless they're like tracking, say, PlayStation pre-orders or something like that specifically. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I sort of view it as a good thing for consumers. Like I said, it gives them another, I guess, a good beat of news in a news cycle where it's been largely negative, I guess. It shows that they're listening to feedback, because the feedback was probably largely negative about the pricing. So yeah, I don't know, mixed bag, I suppose.
Shannon, like, what do you think the right price for a game to release nowadays is? Is there a right price?
You're muted.
Are you muted? You might be muted.
Sorry,
coughing
I just
as well.
needed
That's
to-
why James keeps going on
Yeah,
mute.
sure. I do think $120, like, as a price is just a lot of money. Like, I was talking to someone the other day about Donkey Kong, and like,
Yeah.
you're paying $100 for a really good game, but like, it's $100. I feel like at that point you're really thinking about the purchase, right? Like, as opposed to like $60 or $70, like, because these games just aren't being discounted like they used to be. They're sticking truer to their retail price of 120 plus. I can see both sides of it with this one, because like Brody said, like Game Pass, if someone's not playing it on Game Pass and they're buying it on PlayStation, well, you want to make as much money as possible, right? Because the people buying it is going to be naturally less than a game that's not on Game Pass. So I 100% understand why it's priced at that. I do think just with the way the world is at the moment, and like games being a bit mixed on day one, like people are more hesitant, and I don't really think this is the game where people are going to be like, oh yes, I'm going to try this on a whim for $120. I think I'm not saying it's a bad game. I just don't think it has that pull that Obsidian or a Fallout or a Skyrim or a Gears of War or a Halo does, like to be at that top tier of price point. So it's like it's not destined to fail. I just don't think it can pull in that person that's like either tried the Outer Worlds and maybe liked it and want to play this, or didn't play the first one and they're looking for a new game. I just think at that price it's too much, but then it pushes people to Game Pass. So like Brody said, I don't really know what the goal is for them, but it did strike me as an odd choice, like I don't want to be disrespectful, but it feels like that middle tier of game, that trip, like double A type game. And I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's AAA and full production values and everything, but it just doesn't strike me as that $125 game, to be honest.
I just think this year, like, look at like Black Ops and this, and then this and Outer Worlds was the one that was like given the big push up. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do it for a game, do it for COD. Do you know what I'm like? That
Something that has
seems
an
like a big
audience,
kinda
and you know what people are
tentpole.
going to be buying.
it has a massive
Yeah.
audience. Like, it's a pretty surefire bet. Like, whereas Outer Worlds, I don't know. Like, and it's not, Outer Worlds was never gonna be. It's like Avowed, right? Like, where there's like these mid-range kind of double A experiences. So
I don't envy the person whose job it is to kind of like decide what the prices of these games are. Like, I'm sure they're kind of doing like a bunch of math to try and kind of balance things out and like find a way to make it worth their while. Like, so much of this for me goes back to like just the scope of games, like at from the onset kind of being out of line with where the market is and like what kind of cuts through. Like, I kind of wish that, the scope of games wasn't as big as they often are, and that they targeted a lower price point.
This
that
doesn't
more
strike
people
me
would
as
get
that,
in
though.
and build it from there.
Like, it doesn't strike me as something that's taken them like 8 years to
no,
build.
I
which
don't
again
think it
is
is
a bit
either.
confusing.
I think they just saw Mario Kart and were like, oh yeah, they want to charge 120 for that.
Yeah,
like, let's try that and it's like, look, this game looks better than Mario Kart or something, and then obviously it backfired. But
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that
was
makes
Xbox
it like,
kind of setting a price as opposed to like what
yes,
Obsidian sort of had in mind. Yeah,
I'm sure that's what it was. I doubt Obsidian chose the price. I don't think many publishers choose. I mean, many developers choose their prices. I'm sure that's all set by publishers. I don't know that for sure,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
would make
yeah.
an assumption, right?
I
but,
really
yeah.
think it's like, because it's not even physical on Xbox in
I think
most
it is
of the
now.
world, is it? Okay,
Or
is
something.
it?
It's
Alright,
changed in
ignore
like the
me.
last 2, which is like another
Okay,
thing. Like,
originally it wasn't.
Yeah,
So
it was
my
correct,
feeling is, my feeling is they're like, oh, well, if someone doesn't want to pay $120, like they could just play it on Game Pass on PC or Xbox. So it's not the worst thing in the world for them. That's my thinking. Like, we're either making the full amount possible, or they probably weren't going to play it anyway. But that's a risky
your
little
earlier
game, isn't
point.
it?
Yeah, to your earlier point, Jen, I think there is like an equity that some games carry that just mean they can charge more. Like, I think Nintendo can get away with it because it's Nintendo and people lap up their games. And for the most part, like, there's a pretty established kind of standard of quality that those games provide. Similarly, like Grand Theft Auto, they could charge probably like $150 for that when it comes out next year, and still, like, day one, it would kind of make it $1 billion worth of sales, right? Just because people know what they're going to get from that game. It's going to be kind of sufficient enough value, I guess, in terms of what they get for the $150. And they know that the online mode and stuff will come, all of that as well. Yeah, to your point, Shannon, like where there's an unknown, people are going to be a little bit more careful about where they put their money, and I don't blame people for doing that. Like, it's an increasingly kind of tough time, and the cost of things are going up, and yeah, you've got to be a bit more careful about what you spend your dosh on.
It's a sentiment thing as well. Like, we've spoken how like everything needs to go right in a game's like marketing campaign with how gamers are online, and I just feel like you just don't want to have these narratives about a game. So I don't know. I don't think it was worth the risk to go to the extreme with this one, but I think it's good that they've noticed that and dropped it.
Brody, is the Outer Worlds 2 something you're excited for?
I'll play it. Like, I like Obsidian's approach to these truncated sort of replayable RPGs. So like, look, I never finished the first one, but from what I did play, I enjoyed the humor and stuff. So I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I think it's like further evidence that Game Pass has been pretty good value this year as well.
Grounded 2 out today as well.
I know. I was pretty.
Shout out for that.
If I had more time this week, I'd probably be downloading that and getting my Grounded squad back together again to play through that. Maybe one more piece of news. Let's see how we go for time. But new data suggests that the Switch 2 has sold 1.6 million units in the US in its first month, which beats the record set by the PS4 of 1.1 million units set. James, if we consider the launch lineup kind of pretty weak and the price kind of too high by many people's standards, is this a surprise to you that the Switch has done as well as it has?
I don't know if I don't know if I agree with any of what you just said. But
so you think it was a strong launch lineup and the price was reasonable?
Launch window.
It was the right lineup.
I think, like I mean, it's not my perfect launch lineup, but I feel like there's a good mix. It was a good mix of games. You look at the Switch 1's launch; it was 3 games, like Bomberman, 1-2 Switch, and Zelda. Price wise,
Zelda's still probably one of the greatest games of all time. Mario Kart World, and not.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but Donkey Kong Bonanza is so, and that's like not too long after. I don't know. It doesn't surprise me. I just think now, like, sell us the future, Nintendo. Like, show us what's coming. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like we're ready. We're in for a very front-loaded generation if this is the pace at which things are being revealed or shown.
Yeah. Do you think there's some truth in that, Brody, that maybe, like, I guess just the popularity of the Switch means this is launched really well, but that might kind of dip a bit quicker in the months ahead?
Well, I think to James's point, I guess it just depends on how front-footed they are in showing us what is to come. There's games that we know are coming this year that we're still waiting for dates on, that we need to get a good look at these games. Like, we've seen bits of Metroid, obviously, but they could do a full direct on that and really sell people who are waiting for a more, I guess, hardcore game, to lack of a better term. How much third-party support have we seen for this game at launch, but it has just gone dry, effectively. I mean, WWE came out, awesome. But
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, Borderlands got a date. Borderlands got a date. So, look, there are little murmurs and stuff like that, but I feel like they could go whole ass into it and just commit to it and tell us what the next year is going to look like. And I don't know, I feel like you could still keep people roped along that way.
Just on Metroid Prime 4, I noted this week that it had been raided in South Korea. Presumably that, at least hearing more about it, getting a confirmed release date, like, that's got to be pretty imminent, we would assume, right?
Yeah. Well, the rumor has always been this week or end of July, so probably be announced any second during this podcast.
Yeah. It's probably going to happen whilst I'm editing the show and all this is out of
Yeah, we're waiting on Metroid, Kirby, and Hyrule to kind of round out the year, and third-party stuff. And then obviously there's Pokemon, Dragon Drive, if that's up your alley. And I feel like I'm missing one other thing. Maybe not.
There's definitely, I reckon there's one more thing.
Maybe. Yes.
Still to be announced. You reckon there's one more thing still to be announced?
I think they've done it perfectly. Really, I'm ready for more now, but I think up until this point, it's been perfect because you haven't been able to buy it anywhere. There's been like a few third-party games, like Mario Kart was enough for most people, and then Donkey Kong obviously fantastic. But I think they are ready for like the next year with software to just like keep that train going on the track at full speed.
Presumably, Silksong comes out this year as well, which I can see being popular on the Switch. Yeah.
I want more. I hope it's this week because I am feeling like I want the rest of the year planned out. Even third party stuff. Like there's some really awesome stuff rumored, and we don't know any third party games on the way really.
I'm feeling like pretty content this year. Like if it was just Metroid Prime 4 that I got this year, that would probably be enough.
But
for
we
me.
want dates, right? Like I want the dates for them. Metroid and Kirby and Hyrule. Like I want to know what's happening.
Yeah. And I reckon as soon as they kind of come out the gate and announce like...
and 4 months.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's very good going.
Yeah. It's a great first year in totality, I think.
Yeah. And you know if they come out next year and talk about like an Animal Crossing or like another 3D Mario, like there's so many things that could just kind of keep it ticking along nicely. But hopefully we don't see a lull like we've kind of experienced towards the end of the OG Switch. I've maybe got one more news piece that I can throw your way then. I'm curious for your perspective on this. itch.io has hidden all their not safe for work games to avoid issues with their payment providers like PayPal, etc. They're kind of clamping down on what kind of their storefronts that they partner with are selling. Brody, kind of first to you. Do you support the move and I guess like the stance of payment providers to kind of clamp down on this a little bit? Are you much across this issue?
No, I was about to say, look, I can't say I understood the question. So do you have any context for what's happened? I did hear something about mouthwashing getting taken off itch.io due to something to do with its Steam page, but I wasn't really across it. So what
I think basically some payment provider is like dictating what is on and on websites, right? And like they've mandated the removal of all the LGBT
terms of services
games. Yeah.
So it's like a lobbyist group. I think an Australian lobbyist group has like penned an open letter, and I think they're like a Christian evangelical group. Basically,
fuck them.
So basically, putting pressure on payment processors like say PayPal, Visa, Mastercard, blah blah blah. To kind of not let people buy games through like Steam and itch that are, you have to talk about this with nuance, right? Like obviously from the get-go people are talking about games about like and stuff, and of course like a lot of that shit is awful and shouldn't be there, but then like as an example, mouthwashing has a subplot about that kind of stuff in it, and that game has been removed as an example. You're muted. Shane.
What about Sex with Friends? Is that still kicking about?
I'm not.
I think that
was a largely consensual time. So that's.
I mean, I think that but it's kind of stuff like that where like it's some of the stuff is questionable, but overall it's been blanketed almost in a way where a lot of horror games, especially which are games that typically deal with more sensitive subject matter, are being taken down or not made for sale. Even on itch, you can't even re-download them if you own them already. Like it's like full on.
That's fucked.
I personally think like obviously some of the more gross shit like like I get that side of it, but then I also don't think
like emphasizing there is some truly heinous stuff out there. That,
100%.
Like, I think in some ways the line does get blurred, and other times there's a really clear, distinct line, and you need to just kind of shut that shit straight out.
But I also don't think like a payment processing company should be dictating what games can and can't be sold on Steam at the end of the day either. Yeah.
Or if they want to vet these products as they are, it needs to be done manually. They can't just like blanket nuke these things off the planet. Because I mean, in the case of mouthwashing, like yes, it has sensitive subject matter, but it is meant to be provocative, and it serves what it's trying to do. Whereas obviously one of these other games, it's obviously just rotten shit that no one should really be playing. So, it needs to be approached with nuance and I guess some sensitivity to obviously just actually moderate if that's what they want to do. But again, I don't know who they think they are necessarily to be doing that. But anyway, yeah.
I know we kind of tend to like steer away from kind of regulation on these things, but like I think in this case, not necessarily self-regulation, but kind of people in the know kind of stepping in and sort of intervening would be beneficial. Like I kind of hate the idea that sort of lawmakers kind of come in that don't really understand or appreciate the nuance of these some of things. Like I would love for it to kind of be, I don't know, some sort of industry body or something that helps kind of step in. I don't think you can kind of entirely rely on self-regulation, nor can you just kind of blanket rule things. So yeah, it's a really complicated issue, and I think one that requires quite a lot of nuance, and that with that comes hard work. But yeah, I'm a little bit concerned at the kind of rate, like the direction this is headed at the moment. And I know plenty of others are as well. So yeah, one to watch, I think, this topic. I'm sure it'll continue to evolve. Last one before we go to what the wiki. A rapid fire question for you all, though. A trailer dropped for Battlefield 6 in the week, and EA has been quick to kind of big up the game in the days following, and a multiplayer reveal is pretty imminent at the time that we're all recording here. I know the three of you aren't really big Battlefield fans, but I'm sure you're kind of no stranger to the fact that it's kind of lost a little bit of its popularity amongst its fan base over the kind of last couple of releases. Do you have any sense that Battlefield 6 could turn it around? Yes or no? Are you feeling in any way optimistic for Battlefield fans that EA might be course correcting here? James, have you got a feeling?
Maybe. I think like Battlefield is cooler than COD. I think it's a more it feels more premium.
There's an unpopular opinion.
yeah. But like, do you want to like? I mean, I probably will eat my words, but I don't ever see like Nicki Minaj being in Battlefield as an example, as like a skin.
Do you think that makes Battlefield cooler?
Yeah,
I would say that's because Battlefield doesn't have the cachet.
Like,
it's not worth it for Nicki Minaj to be in Battlefield.
Yeah, true. Maybe.
Next minute, she's like the face of Battlefield on the box.
Yeah, she's probably on the box.
I think this could be a very good Battlefield game. I just don't think it's going to be as good as EA want it to be. And that's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about
EA will
100
have
million
very high
players and all this sort of shit, and just
expectations,
outlandish fucking numbers that are just never going to happen.
I am optimistic. I feel like they're kind of leaning into the parts of Battlefield that people have liked.
Are they focusing on
like
a battle royale again?
A lot of...
Are they?
Which did not fucking hit.
Ewan.
Well, it looks
Fair
like
enough.
it has a
I've
proper
been leaning
campaign,
towards.
right?
Yeah,
and that's a good start. Like,
yes, that's a good start. I do think the best idea for them would have been to do a Battlefield Bad Company 3. Like, I think that would have been
literally what people have been asking
in a big way.
For a decade.
Literally what people have been asking for. But there are bits of this that remind me in a big way of Battlefield 3, which was like a really kind of popular one. I liked the map design in that. It was set in modern. It was kind of, cities people were well acquainted with, like really kind of like kind of urban environments at times. Which, that's the Battlefield that I like the most. So that excites me. But I don't know. Even within Battlefield, there's like so many people like love their different bits and pieces, and it all coming together is really quite tricky. So
EA does this where like, Need for Speed was, like I said before, or even maybe not, I was going to say Tony Hawk's, but that's a different publisher, but like where like there's this one game like in the past that everybody loved that they just never really seem to go back to and just kind of ignore
Burnout.
people. Like the Need for Speeds or even Battlefield. I didn't think about it before, but Bad Company 2 was one of those games I feel like everybody talks about, everyone loves. Bring that back in some way.
I think again, I don't know if it's going to set the world on fire, just because I think, again, like we were saying before, like people only have so much money. I do think maybe COD being on Game Pass like opens the door for Battlefield, like to be people's second game that they actually pay for, maybe, as opposed to buying them both.
Oh, you mean because they've subscribed to Game Pass?
Yeah, because they're getting COD
that money
through
they
that.
put towards.
Yeah,
Won't Battlefield be on it as well to a degree because of the integration with EA Play?
Access. Yeah, EA Play, whatever it's called. Yeah, potentially. I think they're making the right.
Poor James.
I thought he was going to like interject.
That just like burst out of him. He couldn't even stop it. He couldn't even get ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a disaster, but I do think that they would be taking all the right steps. And they're spending a lot of money having creators and media go to play it. So I don't think it's going to be trash.
I know this was meant to be the rapid fire question, but the one last thing I'll add is that I do think they need to step away a little bit from what are those kind of like Battlefield like moments they always tote. Like I know a lot of people don't like the vehicle nature of the game. They don't like the big conquest mode either. Like I do think if they placed a bit more emphasis on like a tighter sort of infantry based mode, and yes, like battle royale, given the popularity of Warzone, they stand a bit more of a chance at getting some of the Call of Duty crowd over. But it is just a very different game. It feels very different, and I don't think they can really stray away from the feeling of it too much. So yeah, it's hard. You can't win over the Call of Duty fans without losing all the Battlefield fans along the way. I reckon it's time for World of Wiki. The Press Start podcast game show, where the previous week's winner is part of a Wikipedia page from an unknown game, and we, the contestants, must guess a game. A point is awarded for each correct guess, with a round concluding after someone's bagged themselves 2 points. As last week's winner, James, will be in the hosting chair today. Quick recap of the scores. I'm in first place on 23 points. Just behind me on 22 points is you, James. Brody, you're in third on 18. Shannon, you're in fourth on 12. And Harry is bringing up the rear on 4 points. But James, as last week's winner, you are today's host. Take it away when you are ready.
This will be quick, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So everyone be listening.
On the buzzer.
Yeah. This game is presented from a third-person perspective with the primary focus on the main character's combat and stealth abilities, detective skills, and gadgets that can be used in combat and exploration. The main character can freely move around the main facility, interacting with characters and undertaking missions. Yes, Ewan.
Is this Batman Arkham Asylum?
It is Batman Arkham Asylum. Well done, Ewan.
Thank you. I was just waiting for a clue as to which one it was.
This one is... Okay. Yep, let's go. The key gameplay addition in this game is the taming and riding of mounts, known as buggies, which offer new mobility and combat options. As players... Oh my god. Yes, Ewan.
No, I think I've done myself a disservice here. I'm just gonna say Dying Light, but I think I'm confused it with the DLC.
No, it's not Dying Light. Sorry,
Shannon.
Yes, Shannon.
Dying Light 2.
No, Shannon.
I don't know what the other one's called.
What's the DLC?
The Beast.
How long have I got for this paragraph to go on?
To be honest, it's only one paragraph, so
shit.
you've got free reign, Brody. As players progress through this game, they uncover hidden mysteries connected to their shrinking and the strange forces observing them.
Oh, shit.
Yes, Brody.
Is it the first one or is it the second one? Is it Grounded?
Ewan.
It's not Grounded.
Shannon.
Ewan.
Who is it?
It's definitely
Is
Ewan.
it Grounded? Is it Grounded 2?
It is Grounded.
That's unfortunate.
Wow.
God, Brody.
You paused long
I knew
enough
that
to let me...
buggies would get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Wow.
Should I do the third one?
What about last week's controversy as well?
Yeah, it didn't address it
Everyone's
on
waiting
it.
for it to be
Address
addressed.
that. Yeah, we
Didn't address it at all.
We can.
Yeah,
just give
actually, I
Brody
did. I did have a
we'll go on.
Oh,
plan
yeah, okay, please.
for resolving that. Because I
Take
think if we just redo it and allow
What?
not the whole thing, but if I put another one to the two of you.
What?
No,
right
hang
now?
on, sorry. Yeah.
So what, he gets a chance to get an extra
plan?
point.
Not even in it.
I hadn't
No,
thought about
I
this
won't-
and then I'd forgotten
no.
all about it.
I think
Brody
he
just
means
gets
take
the
the
point.
take the point. Okay, just give it to Brody.
Yes,
Whatever.
sorry, that's what I was going to do. I was going to dock James a point, award Brody a point, and then put another head-to-head to the two
So
of
I
you.
could get 2 points.
Yeah,
So
I
you
don't
could get
understand
2
what's the
points.
reasoning of that. And so I
Because-
just miss out.
Because you wouldn't have clean swept it, so we kind of needed to decide like who the...
Did he clean sweep?
Unless we did that, because did we do another game after that?
I don't remember.
We must have done, and then James would have got it.
I can't remember.
If you didn't listen
do
to
we do
last
that?
week's show, Brody clearly buzzed in ahead of James, but I...
Clearly buzz in. I would if it was
It was clear to me.
It was pretty
if he
clear.
clearly
If
had
he
buzzed
clear on
in,
the
I
edit.
wouldn't have gone ahead. But yeah, okay, whatever.
No, it
So-
wasn't clear in the room because of the lag, but it was clear in the edit.
Yeah, well, not all of us have clairvoyant edit powers. Like, we can't see.
That's true.
Anyway.
What does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, I know. Do we do this? So do you have a
Well, does anyone have an idea for like a resolution for it? Or
I don't think it's that deep. I think we can just take a point away from me and give one to Brody. And I would love to do the head-to-head now for everybody as like if you just make up a game.
Are we? And are the stakes for anything? Are we? Is there a point on the line?
Should I just go?
Yeah, for you.
Hang on. So do I get a point just because or not?
So you get, from what I understand, I lose a point, you get a point, and then to make up for the mishap, you have an opportunity to get another point.
Yes.
But as do you.
But as does James.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
So
should Shannon be in on the bonus point?
He can if he wants.
I think he should be. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Go on, Ewan.
It's not going to make much difference, is it?
Oh, wow.
Wow. You're going away for a month, Ewan. Good luck to you.
This is very dynamic. The most dynamic we've ever been.
So what does that put me on?
Okay, hang on. I just want to set the... Yeah, so I just want to set the record straight on the scores. Today's round, I clean swept. So that's 3 points for Ewan. I've gone up to 26. James, I've docked you a point, so you're back to 21. Brody, you're up to 19. So there's now a 2 point gap between the two of you. Shannon, you're on 12.
It's fine. Can't win them all. Can't win everything.
All right.
Let's clear something up. Are you here next week?
I'm not. No, actually, yeah. News to everyone listening. I am away for the next 4 weeks, so I'm entrusting the show to the three of you. And I think Jake might be making some guest appearances.
Well, he can
or
host.
Maybe he's just going to do some editing. I don't know, but
we'll work it out.
Hang on.
Wiki
you're going to close the gap in the time I'm away.
Well, obviously, but
then Brody's away though, so
oh yeah, I'm away in September. To be fair, yeah.
I'll be surging back.
Anyway,
James, do you want to go to Japan for like a 4th time this year?
I'm good for now.
All right, let's get this point going. What's happening?
All right, let's get this point going. Now I'm doing this as Shannon does it, like just off straight from Wikipedia. So I need to be careful.
Isn't that how everyone does it?
The game.
No.
The goal of the game is to stay alive and healthy during the conditions of the zombie outbreak that have befallen the in-game world. The player spawns in a random area, usually near the coast, equipped with only simple clothes, a glow stick, a bandage, and a piece of fruit, and must begin exploring the large 225-kilometer squared landscape of the fictional former Soviet Republic of Chernarus to investigate locations such as houses, barns, and apartments to scavenge supplies. I love that no one's buzzing.
This is a Ewan game.
Such a Ewan-ass game. Yeah, it's such a Ewan-ass game. These supplies include food and water, which are vital to prolonging the player's life. Beyond the basics of survival, players can find various forms of clothing which allow for customization, extra storage, supplies for supplies and warmth. You get the idea.
Shannon? Is it Daisy? Daisy.
It is Daisy, yes!
I thought that, but I'm like, surely it's not that simple.
I thought it straight away as well.
The piece of fruit threw me, and then I never came back.
Oh, banana.
I love that I wrote off Shannon. It just came from...
Thank you.
Bridges
that
the gap.
should be quadruple points. Just for being amazing.
I just realised if I've won this week, who's going to host next week?
Yeah.
Do we award it to Shannon?
Shannon got the point, so he can read next week.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
We'll come up with something.
I mean, I had volunteered to host this week if James wasn't going to make it as the highest in points. So if I'm not here, I feel like James, the next highest, should host it.
But I'm not. Isn't Brody the next highest?
You're higher than me.
No, you're on 21 points. Brody's on
Maybe we should do that. That the person leading hosts it. I think that's probably the only way to...
Because that helps keep it
even
as well. Yeah.
What if I get 2 points next week and then me and James are tied? Oh, I suppose I still read because I won. But anyway.
As long as you're there. Yeah. Okay, with that, let's bring an end to what was this week's episode of the Press Start podcast. Subscribe to us on Listener or the podcast service of your choice. Follow us at press.au and visit the site at pressstart.com.au. Don't forget to give us your unpopular opinions, and these guys will react to those over the next 4 weeks whilst I'm away. We've been joined today by Brody.
Thank you. You can follow me on most things at Brody_DG.
Also joining us today was James.
Yep, I'm on Twitter at JamesATJMZ.
And last but not least, it was Shannon.
Yes, it was me. And you can find me at Shannon Crixty on everything.
I've been your host, Ewan. You can follow me on socials at Ewan_Roxborough. We'll be back again next week. But until then, happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.